Okay. Right. So, hello everyone, especially our viewers on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here with us. As museum professionals and as frequent museum visitors, we all know about higher education museums, large and small, rich and poor, everywhere in the world, which have projects with extraordinary quality and often quite experimental and avant-garde, reaching audiences well beyond university campuses. Exhibitions, research outreach and community programs, training projects, initiatives of collections access, international cooperation, and dozens of others. We know, we have all seen them. We also know that more often than not, these projects last while they last. Teams disperse to other things, daily pressures submerge us, and the projects are often forgotten. Worse than forgotten, colleagues from all over the world, from other university museums, never really knew about them, learned from them, were inspired by them. So the UMAC Award was created in 2016 by then UMAC chair Hugues Dreysée, following a proposal by UMAC's first chair, Peter Stanbury. Both are with us here today. I will introduce them in a minute. But as I was saying, the UMAC Award was created precisely to give global visibility to university museum projects that deserve to be known because of their excellence, creativity, and perhaps even more importantly, their impact on their host universities, their communities, and contemporary society at large. So far, UMAC has given awards to museums in 4 universities: the National University of Singapore, the University of Oklahoma in the United States, Perm University in Russia, and the University of Copenhagen. We have awarded second places to museums in 6 universities: the National Cheng Kung University in, let me just, sorry, because my email is making lots of noises. So we have awarded second places to museums in 6 universities: the National Cheng Kung University of Taiwan, Shanghai University in China, the University of Coimbra in Portugal, the Free University of Brussels in Belgium, the University of Rennes in France, and the University of Toronto in Canada. I have just 2 slides to show you the diversity of these projects. So some of the projects that have been past winners or past second places. In the description below, I will send, we will add links to all the awarded projects. Last year's winner and current recipient of the UMAC Award until today, this is the last day, is the Medical Museum, University of Copenhagen, Denmark. In the past 3 weeks, we introduced this year's finalists: the Fitzwilliam Museum, the Manchester Museum, and the Tartu University Museum in our YouTube channel. Links also to the presentation videos will be provided below in the description. And we have gathered today to announce the winner. So we're all terribly excited. So let's get on with it. First, let me have the honor and delight to introduce who is here by my side in this session, in this ceremony. And we have the full representation of the UMAC Award Committee, the UMAC Award 2020 Evaluation Committee, and of course the jury, and of course the three nominees. So I introduce first the UMAC Award Committee from Sydney, Australia, Peter Stanbury, UMAC's first chair. Thank you, Peter, for being with us. It's really an honor. From the Belgium countryside, somewhere, our former UMAC chair, Hugues Dreysée. Thank you, Hugues, for being here. And from Tokyo, the chair of the UMAC Award Committee, Akiko Fukuno. Thank you so much, Akiko. Now let me introduce you our jury. Also from Sydney, Andrew Simpson, Vice Chair of UMAC. There you are. Thank you, Andrew. Can you hear us? Andrew? Okay. From Glasgow, the UK, Steph Scholten, also Vice Chair of UMAC. Hi, Steph, thank you. From Beijing, I believe, Laishun, Vice President of ICOM. Thank you so much for being with us, Laishun. From Lusaka, Zambia, I think we had him, but now we don't. Maybe he'll come back later. Vice President of ICOM, Terry Nyambe. Thank you so much, Terry, for being with us. And from Madrid, Isabel Garcia Fernandez, Vice-Rector of the University Complutense of Madrid. Thank you so much, Isabel, for being with us. And now the three nominees, who you already know because of the videos that we presented. It's again a pleasure to have you here. Elena Strudwig, representing the Egyptian Coffins project by the Fitzwilliam Museum, University of Cambridge, UK. Thank you, Ellen. George Young, representing the Return of Cultural Heritage project by the Manchester Museum, University of Manchester, UK. Thank you so much, George. And Marianne Reisma, representing the project 100 Faces of the University of Tartu by the Tartu University Museum, Estonia. Thank you so much, Marianne. Thank you for being here. And congratulations, whatever the result. I am mindful that you are not merely representing your institutions, but the mobilization of an incredible expertise behind these projects and large, talented teams of colleagues at national and international levels who have worked very hard for many months. Finally, let me introduce you also, Ken Arnold, a delight to have him with us, the director of the Medical Museum, University of Copenhagen, who will announce the winner in a few minutes. Thank you so much, Ken, for being with us. So this ceremony, which is quite informal and simple, will have three parts. First part, the jury will say a few words about this year's candidates, not only the finalists, but in general, the submissions. Then the finalists will briefly remind us of their projects with a short description and one slide. Then Ken Arnold will announce the winner. So, exciting. UMAC Award Evaluation Committee, and I could probably start with Isabel. What were your impressions about this year's candidates to the UMAC Award?
Good morning to everyone. First of all, I hope you and your families are well in these tough times. And I would like to thank UMAC for appointing me as a member of the jury of this UMAC Awards 2020. And a special thanks to Marta, Akiko, as well as my colleagues and the jury for this great work. I have the impression that, first of all, I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to study the proposals in detail. They are really surely very, very interesting and of great quality, as you said. I've been able to appreciate the high level of creativity that is really one of the things that most important, this proposal, our work in our university and collections. Also, the use of the technology that was point in many means. I mean, there are a lot of proposals how to reach the audiences and the use of the different devices that were really interesting. Also, there's some proposals that they address the controversial issues that is very important in our collections also. Finally, I will say that there is a lot of interdisciplinary research that we could see in their works. And also collaboration with different professionals that I guess is the way to go in our day to day, and also not only in the university with other colleagues outside their museums and outside of their own countries. Really, I want to congratulate all the participants. All the proposals are really high in quality, as Marta said. And I congratulate the staff and for the great work of all the universities, and I can extend that to the entire community. Really, I want to congratulate the nominees. I like them, all of them. I like, but we have to choose between. I mean, among the three of the the last nominees. And of course, I don't know the winner, but I know there will be, I mean, any of the three could be the winners. So I congratulate in advance the winner, but for me, all of you are, and all the participants, of course, are. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Isabel. Thank you so much. Laishun, any impressions about this year's candidates? You've been in the jury for many years now. For this is the second sort of mandate as ICOM vice president. And actually, last year, you and Terry awarded the prize to Ken Arnold. So, what was your impression about this year's?
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and greetings from China. First of all, I'd like to congratulate UMAC, congratulate with the UMAC award. Such a wonderful programs that have been developed so well in the last years. For me, the UMAC award has been a privilege for me. On one hand, it provides me with an opportunity to witness how the university museums are going beyond of the university campus and become more and more social and community centered. And at the same time, I thank all of you, the participants, to give me the opportunity to learn from you, and they can also be very good references for the university museums in my country, in China. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Laishun. Wonderful. And perhaps now we could pass to, we don't have Terry yet, no. Yeah, Terry's there. But meanwhile, while he connects, while he logins, let's hear Steph and Andrew. Perhaps Steph first, Steph Scholten.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening as well from me, from Glasgow. I think I couldn't agree more with the things that Laishun and Isabel have said. There's a range of projects, big and small, some expensive, some cheap, some very technologically advanced, some very simple, but all of them have that level of engagement, I think, with our universities and with audiences, wider audiences, in ways that I found really inspirational. I really love that level of engagement. I think the willingness to critically engage with issues in society, with technology, with our mother institutes is, I think, really, really important. And for me, it's a privilege to have a bit of a look in the kitchen of, of behind the scenes, of what, the effort that has gone into these projects that may seem so natural and so simple once they are executed. So I know I've been inspired. I've seen some really good ideas that I'm sure I will use in my practice as well in years to come. So I'm very grateful. All candidates deserve to win. These three most of all. So congratulations to all.
Thank you. Thank you, Steph. Andrew, would you like to share your impressions too?
Yes, thank you, Marta. And yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good grief, wherever you are in the world. This is really a fabulous moment. It's been my absolute privilege to be involved in the as a judge in the UMAC Awards this year, and it's actually been a real eye opener for me, I think, because when you get the opportunity to see these projects behind the scenes, as the other people have already said, that the quality of the projects are really quite astounding and quite outstanding. And as others have already said, everyone on there deserves to win, all the people who put their projects forward or had their projects nominated. But what it sort of made me realise is that university museums, and all the projects are really quite different, but university museums, all of the projects show that the work that a university museum can do is really central to the actual identity of the university. I've never been more convinced of the importance of universities creatively using material collections that they hold as a way of advancing their own cause across society. And that's really come home in having the privilege of looking at some of the great projects that we've been able to see. So yes, as everyone else has said, they all deserve to win, and especially all of these three. But it's been a fabulous experience being a judge. I've really enjoyed it. I'm just blown away by the quality of the innovation and creativity in our sector.
Thank you.
Find out who's won.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we are all waiting for. Akiko, would you like to say something as chair of the evaluation committee?
I just would like to thank everyone on behalf of the UMAC Award Committee, all the participants who submitted their projects, and the jury. It must have been a very hard work, very difficult to do the evaluation, but I'd like to thank everyone, and who's here, who's not here, all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Akiko. And finally, Terry, can you hear us? Are you there? Can you hear us well? You're muted. I'm not sure he's listening to me. We're covering the members of the judges, the members of the evaluation committee with their impressions. And I would like to hear from you now, Terry. And thank you also for being here with me. I don't think that he's listening. You're listening to me. You can hear me, right? No? You cannot hear me. Steph, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Okay, because nobody did yet, so I don't know if I was... Anyway, Terry, we can maybe listen to him for later on. I would now pass on to the nominees with a reminder of their fabulous projects. And first, the floor is goes to Elena Strudwig from the Fitzwilliam Museum with their finalist project. Please, Helen, show us. Unmute yourself.
Apologies. I hope you can see the screen okay. So we are very grateful, I will say quickly, to be in this position, and it's a great honour. Thank you very much. And whatever happens, it's been a great pleasure to be part of this process. The main reason I say that is because our project has been very important for us, making links with communities that have really not been connected so much with the work we've been doing directly. We have been carrying out research on our ancient Egyptian coffins and for some years now. And one of the things that we have done since the very earliest point with that is share the results of our research directly with the public at large, with our colleagues around the world. And we've sought very much to share the information that we have learned from the work that we've been doing with as wide a community as possible. And that has meant that the main thrust of this application has been looking at our work with communities both here in the UK, where I am now, and also in Egypt. So we have been to Wisbech, which is very close to Cambridge, just about an hour and a half's drive away from us, and yet it is one of the most deprived parts of the UK and culturally underserved. And it's one of those places where the name, the Fitzwilliam Museum, I suspect means absolutely nothing. And the University of Cambridge probably means even less. And so it has been a great privilege to take the information that we have found out about ancient Egypt through the Coffins work we've been doing and sharing it with people there and listening to their response to what we've had to say, which has very much continued to inform the way we've worked. Our project at large has involved not just ourselves as museum people, that is to say Egyptologists and conservators and heritage scientists, but also practical people like carpenters, experts in woodworking, people who look at the way paintings were created and pigments were created. We've worked closely with a consultant radiologist as well to explore CT scans of coffins to understand better how these things were constructed, because a very good way of connecting with people is through such practical things as how these things were made. And even people who actually can't read or write, and those are people that we came across quite regularly in Wisbech, they still could connect with what we were talking about because of the practicality of the work we were talking about. We then expanded that work to go to Egypt and to share with our colleagues, first of all, at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, how we were researching the construction of the coffins and the way that they were decorated and how we could learn about them. And then also encouraging them to take that work and do their own outreach project in the same way. So we were helping them, first of all, to create workshops for colleagues within Egypt to show that kind of working on researching into coffins. And then also we were encouraging them and helping them to do outreach work of the same kind, using what we had created as a pop-up museum experience, and helping them to show people within Egypt that again were in less culturally served areas, and show how people could learn and connect with the ancient past directly through very tactile and direct engagement with people who were the experts in what they were doing. It's not just using intermediaries to talk about these things, but actually talking to the people who'd been carrying out the research themselves that made this so strong. And that was a very important and key aspect that we kept reinforcing with our colleagues there. It enabled them to increase their confidence very much in their own research abilities, and to actually understand how much the public really enjoyed hearing and learning from them so very, very directly. And it was a privilege to work with them, and I really hope that they will understand how much we have learned from them as well. And I really treasure the fact that we're here at this presentation and giving them a chance to have their work highlighted too. So thank you very much again to the UMAC judges and to the organisation for allowing us to apply for this.
Thank you so much, Helen. I would now invite George Young, from representing the Return of Cultural Heritage Project, Manchester Museum, University of Manchester, to make their brief presentation. Reminder, it's just a reminder.
Okay, I hope you can see the screen and hear me. As with Helen, immense gratitude to ICOM, to UMAC, to the evaluation committee, and to our fellow nominees, because it's been a pleasure to be involved with. The project the Manchester Museum has been nominated for is the Return of Cultural Heritage Project, Manchester Museum Repatriation. So, following extensive partnership work with the Australian Institute of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Studies, IATSIS, Manchester Museum announced on the 4th of October 2019 that it would unconditionally return 43 secret, sacred and ceremonial items from its collection to 4 Aboriginal communities. In doing so, we became the first university museum to do it and established a new precedent for repatriation amidst heightened international debate around museum decolonisation. So this repatriation, in turn, contributes to the wider ambition of the IATSIS Return of Cultural Heritage Project, and that is the return of items of Indigenous cultural heritage to Australia for the purpose of cultural revitalisation. So the Return of Cultural Heritage Project has shown the power, really, of unconditionally acknowledging that Aboriginal peoples have the primary right to the ownership and control of all forms of their heritage, regardless of where that material is located. And there's a positive impact on the practice, presentation and development of culture, language and traditions that we've received for years to come. So both the museum, Manchester Museum, the University of Manchester, and the traditional custodians and owners have gained through this act of repatriation. And it's been conducted in a spirit of partnership and reciprocity. And we're still very much at the beginning of our museum and our university being moved by this repatriation and these repatriations and what comes next. And we hope that by being open about our process and sharing our work, that we will also have a kind of broader influence on the university museum sector and the museum practice more generally.
Thank you. Thank you so much, George. The last reminder of our finalists is Marian Reisma, representing the 100 Faces of the University of Tartu by the Tartu University Museum. Please go ahead, Marian.
So, can you see the slide?
Yes, perfectly. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, dear colleagues, we are very honored to be one of the nominees with our project. As you can see on the picture, 100 Faces of the University of Tartu. And it was dedicated to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Estonian language university in 2019. It was traveling exhibition, web exhibition, and a book. And when we are talking about the aims or the goals, then we had 5 of them. First of all, that we wanted to document the present day university, both the people, but also their ideas and research. We wanted a project which unites this present with past and also to the future. We wanted to emphasize a personal dialogue, and we learned the story of or art of storytelling. And of course, one of the most important parts or aims was the involvement of the academic community, which is very important for the University Museum, and to share it with the public. And while we achieved these goals, and I think these above mentioned reasons were also the reason why this project was so successful. And I think that this project is also very good for inspiration, because you can use this idea and transform it into the form what you find useful, and share it with all over the world. So thank you.
Thank you, Marian. Wow, 3 fantastic and important projects those of you who are watching online can always go and see the detailed presentations that were made earlier this month. So if there is nothing else to be said at this moment, I think, is it? No. Except good luck to all the three of them. So at this point, I would invite Ken Arnold to tell us, to open the envelope and tell us who won who won the UMAC Award 2020.
Thank you so much, Marta. Excuse me. And let me just say,
Prepare.
Pleasure, privilege it is for me to be with you in this strange environment of ours. I think I'm slightly more nervous this year than I was last year, and I don't know what that says about me. And then I've been trying to think, is it better to announce a prize or to get a prize? And the better half of me says it's better to announce, and the greedy half of me says it's better to receive. Anyway, I too want to heartily congratulate all three of these projects, and I've had a chance to look at the videos, and yeah, they're three incredible projects, and they touch on some very big issues, and I think that is a great thing for this prize. And just one other thought, and then I promise I will let us know what
You're welcome.
Andrew, I think, said something very particular and significant about the relationship of these museums to their host universities. And I think if there's one piece of advice that I pass on to all three of you, because you're all kind of winners, and then to the winner of the winners, is to make as much use as possible of this prize within your own host institution. I found it a very powerful way of talking to colleagues, some of whom understand the value of museums in universities, and some maybe who are less familiar with that. And being an international prize winner gives you the power to knock on doors and to invite people and to tell them just how important your institution is within the broader institution. So please, the thing I've discovered is just how important this prize is in our own work within our institutions. Do make use of that. Okay, I've said more than enough, and it is time for me to announce that this year's winner is indeed 100 Faces of the University of Tartu by the Tartu University Museum. Fantastic, and congratulations to you, and congratulations to the other almost winners.
Really?
Hey, you must say something, Marian, now. Congratulations. Congratulations to all, and especially to the winner of this year's UMAC Award. Thank you, Arnold, for brilliant and very topical and important points that you said there. But Marian, what is your feeling? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm speechless.
No, come on.
Really? So I didn't really expect that, because the other projects were so grand. So I really was so happy that we are among three nominees. But really, me and my colleagues are so thankful that you value the work, what we have done. And this is not about the university museum, it's about the university, because together with these 100 Faces, we are actually talking about the university as a whole. And we can share it with a wide audience. So I'm really, really glad and speechless, and I'm almost crying.
You can think about it later, okay? Thank you so much, Marian. Congratulations to the university, to your university museum, your staff, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Helen, would you like to share a few words? George, you were not prepared, I know, but you have your speech prepared. would you like to share your impressions at the moment so that we...
Just to say, fantastic for Tartu. It's a wonderful project, and I've been thinking about how we might be able to adapt something like that to involve our colleagues, for example, in Cairo, in again sort of profiling them more strongly within their own institution. So I think that would be great, and a really worthy winner. And congratulations.
Yeah, it's very transferable. I also wanted to copy it. George, share your impressions with us.
Congratulations, Marion. Congratulations, Tartu. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the delights of being nominated for this prize is learning more about the brilliant work that's happening in university museums across the world. And, I was delighted to hear more about Tartu particularly, and it's an excellent project, and we're really pleased to have been nominated alongside you and Helen and Cambridge as well. So congratulations.
Manchester and Cambridge won second place. Okay, so you will be mentioned, and absolutely, because there's always an ex-EAQUO thing of when you reach this point, it's like a PhD. When you reach the point of it, it's already won, so it's okay. No, but I mean it. Thank you so much. And on behalf of UMAC, thank you so much. Congratulations again. Thank you so much for our guests here online and our viewers on the, Akiko is drinking. Yeah, it's true. I also have. We could do that. We didn't prepare, kind of. Actually, Ken also has some water because it's 11 in the morning, like here in Lisbon. So he's not drinking champagne at this hour or gin. Anyway, it's fun. Congratulations. And I close this ceremony with a special invitation to the UMAC Award 2021, because we're already thinking of the call, and it will open next month. And all university museums and collections in the world are eligible, regardless of their location, type, or size. And they do not have to be ICOM, UMAC members. What they have to be is nominated by ICOM or UMAC members. That's the only specificity. So I'm very much looking forward to the projects presented next year, demonstrating the incredible quality of higher education cultural heritage, the capacity of so many university museums and collections to be transformative and inspiring in their communities. Thank you so much.